Alright. Testing audio here. If anyone can hear, please let me know. Testing audio here. If anyone can hear, please let me know. From what I can hear on my end, it sounds like it's coming through all right. Okay. Just share the... Gonna post the link here somewhere real quick. Then I should be good to get started. For real. But yes, okay. Everything's posted where it needs to be, so welcome everybody to the next stream. And possibly the final session of The Tale of U.S.Amano. A game I run with the Shadow Dark RPG rules. So, I'm hoping that this will be a fun game. We left off at a pretty precarious situation for our duo here, U.S.Amano and Shara Owleye. U.S.Amano. After, yes. So, just to make sure things are understood here, I run this game not just using the Shadow Dark rules, but the rules here, the Solo Heroes rules. So, there are rules for what happens if you die. And so, 0 hit points does not mean death for U.S.Amano or his native ally here. If it's a total party kill, then they're probably dead, or if they're like blown up and there's no way you can survive, then that counts as a kill. So those sorts of things. It is possible to die, it's just not as easy to die, so it's more solo game friendly. So that's what's going on here. And I'm hoping that tonight bring an end to this. And I'm sure many of you are thinking, what is going to come after the Tales of U.S.Amano after this is done? Well, that depends. I was hoping to do an original Singularity from the Fate universe, particularly Fate Grand Order. But as I've been developing that story here behind the scenes, it's becoming quite the large story, so I may put that off and do my third highest pick instead, an original Kamen Rider story. Although those things are still under consideration, so I'm still making decisions on it. I'll definitely think about where to proceed after U.S.Amano, if indeed tonight is the end of U.S.Amano's story. Okay. Think that's enough preamble. It is time for recap. Excuse me. Okay, recap time. In the last mission, after their encounter with the imp, an imp very much like these three here on the field, they've tracked it down to a town that seems pretty well off, all things considered, though they learned that the town was pretty bigoted towards the natives of the land, such as Shara Owleye, and she was kind of on the receiving end of that, though U.S.Amano, the good guy that he is, stood between her and the bigotry. But they were able to figure out with the help of a local dwarven bartender, who even gave him a heads up on that said bigotry, pointed them in the right direction, which was underneath a pompous noble's house, which led them into a dungeon. Not a very big dungeon. Maybe if they decided to go left instead of right, it would have been big, but that was the way the cookie crumbled. And they ended up fighting off an imp and some guy working for the bad guy and some skeletons. And ultimately, they encountered the girl's former lord, who they've been tracking, who had gone bad. And yes, I know this says no bile lord. I did fix that, I just haven't fixed it here. So, they found him, and they found that a native shaman, or spirit channeler, as the token is called, has been helping him. The spirit channeler's beliefs on spirits completely dissolving when he learned that spirits can be good or evil, and that spirits are not truly neutral. So by feeding the spirits of the dead into the artifact here, they are bringing about the rise of the evil one. I did have the evil one's name saved somewhere, so I'll just need a minute to go look up the name. I was hoping to do that before the stream started, but stuff happened. Okay, let's see if I can find it real quick. Volcrest, yes. The demonic lord Volcrest, who the source of all the evils of the land. And this artifact is tempted the noble and his two court mages that if they free him, if they fill up the artifact with the souls of the dead to capacity, then they can free Volcrest, and they will be rewarded with great power. Volcrest is on the rise as the orb is filled with practically, if not all, the souls it needs. And as the summoning has begun, the power from the artifact has infused the Dark Noble and mutated him from a Dark Noble into a demonic noble. Yes. Had that finished up in between the last session and this one. So, your Jimboy still being level 1 is way over his head. Is in way over his head. So, now the two of them have to figure out how to get out of this mess. Okay, before I get started in earnest, I will take a swig and then take a swig from my water bottle here, and then I'll be ready. Okay. All right. Make sure all the dice is set. Yep. The dice is all ready. Oh, and before we proceed, I did add, aside from the demonic noble there, I did add 2 more game pieces. The pompous noble to represent that inspired by the noble from last time, though as I was drawing him, he was a little more fit than I envisioned him, so I just added in the fit descriptor there in his name to show this is a variant of the noble. And I'm hoping to eventually down the line come up with a noble game piece that's more in line with what I had originally envisioned. And because I realized for when visiting a regular town we had no real pieces to represent village girls, I drew up a village girl to use as generic, well, village girls in the town. So I'm hoping to do color variants of this, especially for the original FGO Singularity campaign I hope to run. But yes, I'm definitely gonna do that. And for those who missed it last time, I did come up with an Old West sheriff that I'm using in this game, introduced in the last session. And yeah, I have a goblin from before I started doing all this. But I don't think we'll be needing him tonight. Okay. So now we shall, I'll remove these skeletons here since they're from the previous encounter, not the current one. And now we are back in present time, up against 3 imps, 3 spellcasters. 2 are the same and 1 is different, and a nobleman mutated into a demonic being. That is the current situation. And if they do not put a stop to this, then the demonic Lord Volcrest, the source of evil, will be summoned into the world. So, we shall begin with these 2 talking. Oh man, Shara. No, oh boy, Shara. I've read about this sort of thing happening in the scriptures of the Lord Light, but never did I think I'd see a man become a mutant demon thing. I cannot believe this. To think he would fall so far as to become a true embodiment of evil. Yeah. But we gotta face him. We do not have the means to win this fight. Not only him, but the 2 with him from his noble house are strong spellcasters. And I know the strength of the shaman of my people, regardless of whether corrupted by evil or not. And those imps we've been having trouble with, even just one of them wasn't too much for you. Yeah, don't remind me. There's nothing we can do to win this. No. Yeah, may be the case, Shara. But if we don't do something, then Volcrest will come into this world, and it will be the end of us all. So it's either do or die, Shara. Yeah, but I know we must do something, but there's no way we can win. You know, I don't think we need to win. What do you mean? We don't need to win. The only way they can summon Volcrest is with that glowing orb thing they've been putting souls into. If we can break that, then if we can break that, then Volcrest will have lost his way of coming into our world. That could work, but What about us after we've done that? Then I say after that we have no reason to be here. We can just run. I think the best we can do for these guys is just to hold them up. Is just to fight them back, and to give ourselves a chance to break that thing. Now, come now. Do not keep us waiting. Either flee so we may give chase or face your deaths. We will not wait any longer. So, in for what could be the last ride of your life? If it means putting a stop to the evil that corrupted my lord, then yes, I will do this. Great! I will distract him. You are a priest, right? Of the Lord of Light, right? Yeah. Your powers should... I have read that your powers are antithetical to the powers of evil from my lord's books. That's true, but how could I do that? A priest of your kind can heal with your hands and symbols, right? Yeah? Perhaps that healing power will have an opposite effect on the artifact. I'm not so sure, Shara. He's not giving us any more time to consider. Do you think you can do it? Okay, fine, I'll give it a try. Better do your best, Shara. Alright. Time's up. What's it gonna be? It's gonna be... Ah! As he makes a run for the artifact. I'm gonna roll to see if your gym boy makes it to the artifact or if he just breaks one distance later. That's 14 plus. No, minus. Minus 3. So he just goes from far to near. And then Shara, she'll also go from far to near, but going away from your gym boy, and she's gonna pull out her 6-shooter and take a shot at the demonic noble. I'm gonna put that in his name so I'll have an easier time remembering. I did it again. Easy fix, though. Okay. Demonic Noble. She's gonna take a shot at the Demonic Noble. She pulls out a revolver and takes aim. I have her stats up here on my off screen here, so I'll be able to look at that. Okay, here we go. 9. She shoots and it goes wide, but she does catch his attention. Would shoot at your former master? You are no longer a lord of mine. As he starts getting closer. Doesn't go from close to near yet. As he's taking the opportunity to say, protect the artifact. And so these two step behind the artifact, and the imps are closing in. And you continue feeding its souls. It may have all it needs, but any additional soul to speed up the process will be necessary in this situation. Alright, it's your Jimbo Oi's turn. being another turn, he breaks the distance from near to close and bringing him in range of the artifact. Okay. Let's look at his abilities. He should have Warhammer. Cure light wounds, holy weapon. I feel like I'm missing something. First off, let's get rid of that extra eye. Turn undead. This thing's repellent to holy powers. Maybe I don't need to heal it, but if I could... But maybe attempting to turn this thing into an instrument of the light, I don't think it'll work, but maybe, just maybe, the effort would be too much of a strain on this thing to stay evil. So your gym boy is gonna cast a spell. Go quickly look up the rules for priest spellcasting, since in this game clerics are called priests. I think I went too far. Gameplay. Benching, rolling dice, luck tokens. Making checks. Turn order, resting stealth combat. Casting a spell. Casting a spell takes an action. See spell casting take. I'm halfway away from where I need to be. Okay. Priests cast a spell by making a spellcasting check by rolling 1d20 plus the wisdom modifier. And your gym boy's wisdom modifier is... Well, your gym boy, all I gotta say is, do your best. Okay, roll it, your gym boy. No, wait a minute, that's not his die. But I will take it, since that is a pretty good roll. 18. He succeeds on that dice roll. So your gym boy, he puts his hand on the weapon, not on the artifact, and starts turning it holy. And it becomes cracked. And souls start seeping out of it. What are you doing? The spirits, they are escaping. What? No! But before he can turn to go at your gym boy, Shara takes another shot at the demonic noble. I'm gonna say he rolls with advantage because your gym boy distracted him. Either way, the shot misses. Or just one shot. But it still makes him go from the previous distance to being closer to her. Now he rolls. That's a miss. She very acrobatically does a flip and dodges his huge sword swing. Imps get within combat range of Yojimbo. Oh boy. I'm gonna do a +3 roll to signify they're all getting him at once. It's okay. We're glad to have you here no matter how long it took you to be here. So, welcome Samuel Reyes. Okay, so a quick rundown of what's going on. The noble became a demonic noble, having been infused with power from the artifact. Yojimbo and Shara got the idea, well, Shara suggested the idea to Yojimbo that maybe his priest magic can destroy the artifact. And they both realized that there's no way they can win this fight. The best they can do is just destroy the artifact to stop Volcrest's ascension. And so Yojimbo tried to use the power that he has to turn a weapon into a holy weapon. And because this thing is so evil and it was trying to be made so good, it cracked it, causing souls to spew out of it, which definitely has the attention of everyone in the room. So, I'm rolling to attack for the imps. It gets a +3 because they're 3 attacking. Okay, so. Oh yeah, they get Yojimbo. Go to the +3. So 4. So Yojimbo goes. Let's say he started with 7, so he's down to 3. Yeah, this. Yeah, the fallen shaman here is going to spend his turn trying to put as much souls back in as is coming out, and these two are going to joint attack Yojimbo with some spell casting. Gonna look up the spell casting rules for wizards. They have to make a roll versus make a spellcasting check by rolling their d20. I'll make it a joint one again, unmodified this time. Oh boy. Well, because this is Shadow Dark, a failed spellcasting check has a little extra to it. If you fail spellcast check, the spell does not take. And they've lost the use of magic missile. If you roll 1 on your spell. So they can't cast magic missile again for the rest of this turn, thankfully. Of this battle, thankfully. But now it's Yojimbo's turn. And he's going to try to use the holy weapon spell again on the artifact. Alright. Please, Lord of Light. I need you now more than ever. Please help me to stop this great evil from coming into our world. And he has a minus to his spellcasting roll, so let's just hope this works. It does not work. Sure. And he has to, and because of that, he can no longer cast that particular spell again, but that doesn't mean he's out of options. No, she notices his failure, and she realizes she has a chance to shoot at the artifact herself. So she's going to try and shoot it. So, yeah, it's a stationary artifact. She gets it. Yeah. Yeah. And so now, for damage. Okay, that is... Okay. Let's roll it. 6 points of damage. This... Breaking. No. It has to be. Yeah. Emphasize it. And with that, he says, "Stop the girl!" as he goes at her to make an attack against her. Again, he misses, and she does another flip, not to the side, not as big as the flip she did before. He keeps warn her, not since they realize she can do more to. Since she actually was the last one to hit the artifact. And they're going to attack. +3. So let's go check her AC. She has an AC of 13. Yeah. She's able to move past their attacks, their swinging claws. The spirit channeler's has to roll. Now he has to roll if he rolls into it. Now that it's essentially bleeding souls at this point. And he's not succeeding in keeping souls in that artifact. Now it is the two wizards' turn. I'm going to quickly look up what kind of spells wizards of this kind would have. Okay. Shouldn't take too long. Okay, they do not have any more useful spells at the moment. Actually, do they? Okay, they can try and do something to your gym boy using the spell Beguiled. They have to beat a roll of 11. And they fail. Now they can't use Beguile either. Now your gym boy's turn. Okay. Alright. This thing, normally my healing spells are for healing, but given the nature of this thing, maybe it doesn't like this brand of healing. So your gym boy's going to cast Cure Lightnings. Alright, Lord of Light, please, I need your help. And then he succeeds. He casts healing wounds on this because of the inherent good magic of the healing light, of the Cure Lightnings on it. versus just the pure evil of the artifact, this thing shatters. Toying around with an idea for a penalty table for solo RPG deaths. Well, that's a good idea. That would be helpful for future solo games on the channel. I look forward to seeing how that turns out. And that's supposed to be uppercase. Yeah. So, this thing breaks. Yeah, just the meshing of good magic and of the holy powers versus evil magic did not mix at all, and that thing just went souls spewing out everywhere, pushing Jim Boy and everyone away. Show. The imps go flying too. Okay. The imps go flying too. Share. And this. After a moment, your Jimboy and Shara regain their composure. She runs up to your Jimboy. Your Jimboy, are you alright? Yeah, I'm fine, little missy, I'm fine. You did it. We did, little missy. As she grabs him and hugs him. We've won. And we've done it. And as he comes and says, You ruined everything. You ruined Volcrest's ascension. Well, we may have won. That doesn't mean we're gonna get out of here alive. Unless those running legs of yours work as well as I remember. Only one way to find out, as they hightail it out of there. As he stomps. Now time to change the scene a bit. Oh, there was one more. We don't need this barrel anymore. So your Jimboy and Shira are running down the path they came from before. Oh, before we continue, one example of one thing on the list is you die and you wake up somewhere nearby, but 1d6 amount of months or years have passed. That is an interesting idea. That could really affect a game. So, and you could even make that into two separate pieces on the tool. Like one result is years and the other is months, and maybe even a third one where it's days. Heck, even going crazier than that, it could be hours. Or maybe less crazy, depending on how you think about it, but I like that regardless. Alright, back to the game. Just move everyone else here so they're not just all cluttered. Yeah. So, they are running for their lives, and this demonic, the mutated demonic lord is just chasing them, stomping. There has to be a way we can get. Keep at it, Shira. drop the gumballs. You know, let's check their inventories. You won't be able to see hers, but you can look at his at the moment. Okay, she doesn't really have anything she can use, but your gym boy, what does he have? No, all he really has is the rope, and I wish. He is not high enough level for that kind of magic yet. He's still level 1. But I do have an idea. Shara, grab the rope. The rope. Yeah, the rope. Grab it. So he tosses her a piece of his rope. He holds on to the other. Go to the other side. Alright. Now charge him. What? Now charge. What? Charge. Just charge it. Arch past him holding the rope. I think I understand. Good. Now charge. They are running with the rope. And they both are going to make some rolls. Ooh, natural 20. So, she feels like she's almost getting pulled off her feet, but she quickly gains balance, and they just go whoosh, with the rope under his legs, and he goes, Whoa! Hurry before he recomposes himself. Let's run. So they hightail it back the other way, and they keep running until they're out of this place, back in the basement. This won't stop. Yeah, it was a little fun. Yeah, thank you very much. He won't fall for the same trick twice. Yeah, but might buy some time. Just tie. But we kind of lost the rope too. Darn. What are we gonna do? Okay, your Jimbo's gonna look into the basement room to see if he can find anything. Shara, how about you search with me? Okay. No, Jimbo can't find anything. He thinks there's nothing useful in there at all. There ain't nothing useful in this basement. Wait, I found something. Look. Oh, that's modifying, Shara. Modifying. So, what they find in this basement that had an entrance into the dungeon they just escaped from is a few kegs of dynamite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kegs of it. Alright, let's line the kegs up in this entrance. And we're gonna blow it up. So your gym boy is used as one of the got a small bucket, and he filled it up with some of the gunpowder from one of the dynamites there, and he's making a trail leading to the entrance to the basement outside. Alright, Shara, would you like to do the honors? With pleasure. As she pulls out her gun and shoots it. I think we better run. Alright, before we proceed, I am going to, I'm gonna copy this stuff here, and I'm gonna switch the map to the outside map. Copy. There. Okay. Tales of your gym boy. It'll take a minute for this to load. Okay, there we go. So here they are. They are outside that basement. I'll delete this guy. And I'll paste these guys here. Put the village girl and the pompous guy there. Oh yeah, I forgot the bard. Oh no, I don't think I needed to. Yeah, there's one right there. Okay. We're good. Alright, so. He is... Let's get out of here. As now, I can bring this token out. Oh. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. Now that we have a proper token for him, we can just... Oh. Jeez. There we go. Put this guy off to the side, make him one of the citizens, and just put him over here. And these two are running away from where they were. They're just like, hey! And he spots them. What are you two doing? Alright, before I continue, I need to put up the pin the Discord link over here. So pin. And there. So, if you want to follow in the Discord, just click that. Okay, now back to the game. They're running from behind the noble's house. Like, what are you doing back there? Get back here! There, you savage, you savage lover. Sheriff! Sheriff, where are you? Now I get to bring in the sheriff. What is it? What's the matter? What's all this ruckus about? Sheriff, those two broke into my house, and they're running away. Are you sure that you're just not raising a stink? I am sure. They... And then... yeah, just 1 second. Before I finish what he was about to say, I'm going to, over right there. Okay. I'm sure they... And then... Boom! His house explodes. Not the whole town, his house, but I thought that was just the best way to illustrate it. Yeah, if they're... Yeah. Maybe one of these days we'll come up with a better, explosion effect. But yes, his house is gone. Or at least a huge section of his house is gone. And he just goes flying. Those two just go flying away from... Ah! Hey, Sheriff, oh, Sheriff, what the... What's happening? My home! What happened to my home? Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, what the heck? It was those two. They must have used my dynamite. The dynamite I use for the mining operations. Why do you keep it at your own house? That doesn't matter. This is sabotage. And these two are just running. Now hurry up and get them before... Where did they go? Well, if you hadn't been yapping, maybe you could have tracked them down yourself. No, this cannot be. No, I've lost everything. No. And now I'm going to bring these two over here and just get this rock. Just copy it a few times to like just do like a little small area outside of town. Maybe move your gym boy there. So, they have been running for quite some time now. And they're both, she's winded, but not as winded as your gym boy. And he just falls on the ground, panting hard. And she just yells a bit, hands on her knees, panting. Are we? Is anyone after us? No. We've left. Yes, he needs more cardio. His constitution is actually he should be more fit than this. He'll make a fast recovery since he has a +1 in constitution. Okay, I'm back up. Okay. I need to remember I'm not as frail as I used to be. So, but yeah, that town's behind. Yeah, that town is far behind us. I don't think they'll be able to track us down, seeing as how they have an unreasonable hatred towards my people, they have no way of employing anyone who could track us down. Oh, that's good. That is very good. But we did it, my lord, and the 2 court mages that he employed, and even that fallen shaman. They're trapped, possibly even dead. Yeah. But their souls died the minute they gave themselves over to that evil orb of theirs, giving themselves over to Volcrest. Yeah. That's one of the worst things a man can do. Yes. But I've done what I've set out to do. Volcrest has been defeated. Well, not Volcrest. Volcrest has been stopped, and my former lord and his mages defeated. Yeah. Even if by some miracle, for lack of a better word, since any survival of theirs would not be a miracle. There's no way they survived that. Or even if they did, I doubt they could dig themselves out so easily. So what is the worst thing a man can do? The worst thing a man can do? I'll let you... I'll roll. So, if giving yourself over to Volcrest is one of the worst things you can do, what could be worse than that? Or what is the worst thing a man can do? Well, maybe I'll loan you my copy of the Holy Scripture of the Lord of Light. Let you read it yourself. Maybe. But what now? I have nowhere else to go. The only place I had was at the Lord's home, and he is fallen. I do not know what will become of his estate. Maybe I can come with you and help you figure that out. Actually, I think I have an idea of what could be done. Really? Yeah. Come with me. We can take care of that. Okay, I'll get rid of these rocks. We're going to do a bit of a time jump. Actually, I'll just use this here as scenery. I'm going to need to make a Justice of the Peace game piece. No, not for marriage, but for doing legal stuff. Because I believe a Justice of the Peace also serves as as the city judge as well for like court cases and whatnot. So, I'll just quickly jot a note there for the next thing I need to make a game piece for. Okay, so I'll just say Justice of the Peace game token. There we go. It's good you're building us. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Building up the game piece library will definitely have long-term effects on the game. It's like once I have a piece made, I could either just use it indefinitely, or as I explained earlier with the village girl game. Behave. There we go. With the village girl game piece here, I can tweak it. Maybe like change the hair color from this dark blackish color to blackish blue color to blonde, or maybe red, and change the color of the dress. So, even if I don't use the exact game piece indefinitely, I can definitely modify existing pieces too. One example is down here. Yeah, missing the initial example. Okay, I think I'm missing a game piece somewhere. Ah, here it is. I'll just clone it and move it this way. One example here is I accidentally came across this color scheme when doing the Saloon Girl, and when I clicked an inverted color scheme or something to that effect, and it came out looking like this piece here. So I decided to just finish it up and make it a variant and called it the Hexborn Enchantress. So that is, and I just did a small in-between variant of the Hexborn Enchantress, kind of mixing the colors of the Saloon Girl and the Hexborn Enchantress. So modifying game pieces to help build up the library is also something I can do. So yeah. Well, I'll definitely talk more on the game pieces after I wrap up the game. But until then, I'll just grab the sheriff here and use him. So they go back to the town that her former lord's estate was outside of. They talk with the local justice of the peace, who in this town just happens to also be the sheriff. And they explain that the lord, that he had given himself over to demonic powers, and because of that puts puts his property under the jurisdiction of the Church of the Lord of Light. So, and in matters involving demonic influences, all the property of the offender has to be given over to the Church of the Lord of Light. And then, until they hear something definitive, your Jimboy and Shil stay at the estate. Your Jimboy and her performing some purification there to purge the evil that had gone on there, using both his knowledge as a priest and what little she knows from her people's spiritual ways. And then after a few days of waiting, a pigeon comes back with a message. And Yojimboy reads, they have read the case, and they trust my judgment in that they believe as the only member of the household that they can get a hold of who did not go over to the influences of Volcrest, you are now we are obligated to give you full ownership of this estate, Shara. Really? When you told me that before we sent the message to your priesthood, I was amazed, and I still can't believe it. You're really giving it to me? The whole estate? Yeah. This was your old lord's estate. You served under him when he was in his right mind. So you should keep it and hold to the ideals that he held to before falling to evil. I don't know what to say, your Jimboy, except thank you. They clasp hands and they shake hands, and he says, "'Twas nothing, Missy, Shara. I want you to know, after all you've done for me, you will always have a place here. Mighty kind of you, little lady. What are you going to do with this place? Even though I am not of the blood of my former lord, I will try to maintain the honor his house has always stood for. Rebuild the family estate as best as I can. And maybe try and find people who also hold to his ideals and try to pick up his mission. Maybe even seek the services of your priesthood, since you are a shining example of what your people can do when aiding the battle against evil. Yeah? I'll pass that along to my priesthood next time I'm in their neck of the woods. So, are you going to stay here? Nah. As much as I would like to, the Lord of Light has a mission for me beyond the walls of this estate. I have to go out and seek evil wherever it may be. Make sure nothing like what happened to you and yours happens to anyone else and theirs. That's such a noble goal. Know that if you ever need the services of this household, just let us know and we will come to your aid. Mighty kind of you. Well, till next time, Shara, may the Lord of Light bless you, and may the spirits of the earth ever be with you. And so with that, your Jim Boy receives his last gift from Shara, which is the horse of her former lord. Please take care of it as he once did. Indeed I shall. Yep. And he rides to want to get a good shot at this. Okay. As your Jimboy goes, your Jimboy goes. Okay, where'd Yo Jim Boy go? Okay, I'm gonna have to re-get that shot again. Okay. Yeah, the corner. That would be better. So, Yo Jim Boy rides off to the sunset on his new noble steed, which he's gonna name Fred the Wonder Horse. Fred? I ain't calling him no Fred. I'm calling him Shining Justice, or Justice for short. Very well, Yo Jim Boy. On his new steed, Shining Justice, Justice for short. As together they ride off into the sunset. Is this the end of the tale of Yo Jim Boy? Who knows? Maybe one day we'll once again hear of the exploits that is known as the tale of Yo Jim Boy. Yeah, Bonanza theme starts playing. Yeah, anyone can play that. Anyone can play that after the stream is done, or play it in a different tab if it's on a browser or on a different device, what have you. So, the last two things I will do, I will bump up Yo Jim Boy's experience to 20. I think that puts him up to level 1 or 2. If it's not level 1, then I'll modify accordingly. Now, where is his? Did I not put a places? Oh, I know. 1, 2. So, there. He is now a level 2 priest. And adding... And that he now has mount. White stallion. Spot young justice. Shining justice. So, that is the end of the tale of Yo Jim Boy. Whether this is the true end of Yo Jim Boy's tale or not, one can only tell. Maybe one day we will indeed hear again from Yo Jim Boy. But for now, we will call this the current close of his tale, and we will explore other tales. So the next thing I have planned for the solo RPG stuff, I have decided that from this point on, in between campaigns, I will run a one-shot. Because in between this one and the Zanzer's Dungeon one that I started with, I ran a one-shot, well, the same one-shot twice, with the Frogog's Cave. That was a one-shot I did that came with the solo rules, which is linked in, which I will link again here in the chat. Which not just as the solo rules that I've been using in the Tales of Yo Jim Boy, but it also had an adventure module with it for testing out the rules, which is what I did before the Tale of Yo Jim Boy. And so I ran that one twice. Once as I typically do, and the second time which was big universe for the ChanceIchio's storyline, specifically in the Fates storyline. But yeah, so that is now the tradition. I'll be running one-shot in between campaigns. Oh, sorry. wrong link. I'll have to grab the other link again. Hold on. Thanks for pointing that out, Samuel. Okay. There we go. That is the correct link. So that's what I use for when I run solo games. And it is where I have the Frog God's Cave, the module that I ran for my first one-shot. I ran it a second time in universe, in character as ChanceIchio for some of his fate servants that he summoned. But yeah. So, next time I'm going to be running a one-shot using the solo adventure that came in the Dragonborn box set. So I'm going to be running Dragonborn next time, and I'll be playing that. Yeah, I don't know if this solo adventure can be contained in a one-shot. If not, then that will unintentionally be the next campaign. If not, I shall explain what I currently have planned for my next campaign, I'll tell you what I decided against. I was wanting to do my 8 campaign next, where I ran through an original Singularity, but as I mentioned at the start of the stream, I had realized this was becoming quite the beast of a story I was developing for that one, and it not only does it need more time to have some details ironed out, but I will need to make tokens to go with it. I have a ChanceIchio token made for it. I just need to make some servant tokens. And I am not going to use the sprites from the FGO for that. I want to make them more generic tokens inspired by the characters from Fate, as well as the ones specific to the Singularity as well. So, I'm definitely hoping to do that and get that all ready. So, before that, and even before the next actual campaign, assuming it's not the Dragonborn one, not Dragonbane one, I will be doing more, having my Thursday nights focused on draw streams where I draw game pieces for the next major campaign, as well as the campaign for the FGO Singularity. And as for the one I actually do plan to do next, assuming the Dragonbane one doesn't become that, I am going to be doing an original Kamen Rider story. As of right now, I'm debating on using XDM for that, but I want to read through a new set of rules I got called, What's Old is New. It's a D6 system. I'm going to read through that to see if it's a viable candidate for the Kamen Rider game. But if not, I'll just stick with XDM. So, those are my plans. A one-shot a one-shot Dragonbane that has the potential to become a full game. And then the original Kamen Rider story. Actually, before that, the original Kamen Rider story, it's draw nights where I draw game pieces for the original Kamen Rider story and the Fate story, and then I'll do the Kamen Rider story. So those are my plans for solo gaming in the future. I thank you all again for joining me for this one and seeing Yojimbo's story to the end. Hopefully this is not the last we'll see of Yojimbo, and I will see y'all next time. Good night, everybody.